Hello everyone. Welcome to today's video where we will be discussing the Hindu-based current affairs quiz. We'll be taking around 5 to 6 questions which are based on the Hindu newspaper for the day. So let us begin with our first question for today. So the first question is because of this article on the Hindu which talks about the Zika virus. So the question is, consider the following statements about Zika virus. It is transmitted by the same mosquito that transmits dengue, chikungunya, yellow fever. So you have to know the transmitting agent of all the three, each of these three diseases. There is no vaccine for Zika. It can lead to microcephaly in infants. How many of the above statements are correct? We are following the 2023 UPSC prelims pattern. So what should be the answer to this question? Let us move to the next slide, which talks about the Zika virus in detail. So Zika virus is actually a mosquito-borne flavivirus. Flavivirus is the name of the family. That was first identified in Uganda in 1947 and it was identified in monkeys. 5 years later in 1952, there was the first case in humans. Was later identified in humans in Uganda and United Republic of Tanzania. So how is it transmitted? It is caused by a virus transmitted primarily by the Aedes mosquito, mainly Aedes aegypti mosquito. This is the same mosquito that transmits dengue, chikungunya and yellow fever, which means our statement 1 is correct. Zika virus is also transmitted from mother to fetus during pregnancy through sexual contact, transfusion of blood and blood products, and organ transplantation. So these are the other methods via which Zika can get transmitted. What are the symptoms of Zika? Symptoms are generally mild. They include fever, rash, conjunctivitis, muscle and joint pain, etc. Headache. Most people with Zika do not even develop these symptoms. So Zika virus infection during pregnancy can cause infants to be born with microcephaly. What is microcephaly? It is a disease. It is an abnormal situation where the infant is born with smaller than normal head size, which means our statement about microcephaly, that is statement number 3, is also correct. And other congenital malformation known as congenital Zika syndrome. Presently, there is no vaccine, neither any medicine for Zika. Instead, the focus is on relieving symptoms and includes which basically means that we are giving them medicine for these symptoms individually, for conjunctivitis, muscle pain, joint pain, inflammation and all. And there's obviously raised rehydration and some drugs for fever and pain. So hence all the three statements given in our question are correct and the answer to your first question is D. It is C, which is all. All right. Let us move to the next question. Before that, let us quickly clear our screen so that it becomes clearer. All right. So moving on to our next question for the day. Question number 2. So why this question? Because of this editorial found in the Hindu today. So this question is about Bhutan. Bhutan shares its border with which of the following group of Indian states? So here's the grouping given. Just go through the options and try to mark your answer. So in order to answer this question, what we are going to do is we are going to have a detailed look at the map. All right. And we are going to focus on Bhutan. So we can see which are the Indian states. There's Sikkim. There is West Bengal. There is Assam. And finally, there's Arunachal Pradesh. So there are 4 Indian states. All right. Which all? Sikkim, West Bengal, Assam, Arunachal Pradesh. Let us see if we have this in our option. Okay. West Bengal, Meghalaya, Mizoram, Tripura, Assam. This is incorrect. West Bengal, Sikkim, Arunachal Pradesh, Assam. This, as we discussed right now, is correct. Arunachal Pradesh, Nagaland, Mizoram, Manipur, incorrect. Bihar, Uttarakhand, UP, Sikkim, West Bengal, incorrect. So the correct answer to our question is option B. Your homework here is to find out which country shares their border with the groupings A, C, and D. These are not random states, okay? They also share border with some countries. So you have to find that out. Go through the map. I have actually provided the list for your convenience, so just go through the list as well. All right, moving to the next question. Consider the following about UN International Organization for Migration. Why this question? This question because of the article in the Hindu which talks about the ongoing dispute between DRC, that is Democratic Republic of Congo, and Rwanda. So the article mentions UN International Organization for Migration. It should ideally be for migration. So it is headquartered at Geneva. It is responsible for releasing the Global Migration Report. India is a member of the UNIOM. Which of the above statements are correct? These are your options. Take your time to answer the question and then come to this slide, which talks about it in detail. So the IOM is an intergovernmental organization that works closely with governmental, non-governmental, and intergovernmental partners in the field of migration to aid orderly and humane migration for the benefit of human race. It is headquartered in Geneva, Switzerland. Statement number 1 is correct. It has a global presence with over 100 offices across the world. India was granted an observer status earlier in 1991, and then India became a member state in 2008. This is also correct. I have not addressed the second part of the question here, but the second statement is also correct because the report that we had talked about, let us move to the question slide once. Yeah. So the report, Global Migration Report, is also released by this body, which means all of the given statements are correct and our answer is D, 1, 2, and 3. Let us move to the next question. Why this question? Because of this article present in the Hindu today, which talks about Aditya L1. Consider the following about Aditya L1. It was launched on the PSLV C57. It aims to be placed at L1 Lagrange point. It includes 7 payloads. I would consider this a difficult question, especially if you haven't read the current affairs properly. However, here all the 3 statements are again correct. The answer to this question is C. Let us read about the mission in more detail by going to the next slide. So, Aditya L1, it is India's first scientific expedition to study the sun. It is to be placed at halo orbit around L1. Launch date was 2nd September and it will take 4 months to reach here. The life of the mission is 5 years. It will study the sun's corona, photosphere, which means the various layers of the sun, coronal mass ejection, etc. Significance, solar weather environment affects the weather of the entire solar system. So knowing that will help us predict this. Solar events help understand space weather, tracking Earth-directed storms. The launch vehicle is PSLV C57. So this is correct. This is correct. And there are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7 payloads here. So our final statement, which talks about the payloads, is also correct. All the 3 statements are correct. Let us move to our next question for the day. So our next and final question for today is, which of the following sectors are covered in the PLI or Product Linked Initiative Scheme? Mobile, automobile, drugs, textile. Again, a comparatively difficult question because it is kind of difficult to remember all the categories. So let us move to the answer slide. The PLI scheme was conceived to scale up domestic manufacturing capability accompanied by high import substitution and employment generation. Okay, because it basically aimed at making India strong in its manufacturing domain, thereby reducing import, substituting import with our own production and generating employment. It was launched in 2020. Initially, it targeted mobile, electrical component manufacturing and medical devices. Presently, it is extended to 14 sectors. Under this, basically, the companies are given incentives. The domestic and foreign companies receive financial rewards for manufacturing in India based on their revenue up to 5 years. What are the 14 sectors? Mobile, medical devices, automobiles, pharmaceuticals, drugs, steel, telecom and networking products, electronic products, white goods, which means the bigger ones, bigger electronic products, food products, textile products, solar PV modules, advanced chemistry cell ACC batteries, drones and drone component, which means from our given options, we can easily make out that all the three A, B, C are A, B, C, D, which means 1, 2, 3, 4 are definitely correct, and our answer is D, all. So with this, we are done with our Hindu-based current affairs for the day. Let me know in the comment section if you would like me to improve on certain aspects. Thank you for watching.